So here we go through an example of the visitor pattern, and the object class hierarchy is the one that we used in the in explaining the composite pattern, which is the file directory example. So we have entity, right? It has name and size, and it has this constructor, and this is the destructor, and we have functions to get name and get size, and also has a print function. And here we have the hook of accept visitor, okay, accept visitor. And then in the file class, we basically we have this constructor, destructor, and we have this print function, and also this implement this accept function. And remember, accept function only have one statement. We visit file this. That's it. And for the directory class, so we have this is the composite, and we have a vector of entry pointers, and we have constructor, destructor, and we have add child, basically add entity and remove entity, and get child, and get children size, and we have a print function, and again we implement this hook accept visitor v, and again only one statement, we visit whatever this is, class is visitor directory, we visit directory, right? We visit directory this. Okay, now let's take a look at the visitor class hierarchy. So in the base class, we visit file. We have one visit file function and a visit directory function, because we have two concrete classes, file and directory, that we're going to visit. And here is a file pointer, and this is directory pointer, two pre-virtual functions. And now let's take a look of. So here in this example we have two visitors. One is a print visitor. Let's take a look of this print visitor. In this print visitor, okay, this is constructor, destructor, and we have two functions: visit file and visit directory. Visit file, we basically print it out. And how to print out the information about the file? Well, we have a file pointer, right? So based on this file pointer, we can get the information we need. So we have file get name, okay, we have file get size, so we can print out the things we need. And similarly for this this visit directory, we want to print out the information about this directory. And again, we have this directory pointer, so we get the name, print out the name, and then for each of these children, we ask the child to accept this, print visitor. You can see that this strictly follows the recipe that I gave you on the slides. So this is the print visitor, and this is the name counting visitor. We are counting the sum of the file names and directory file names. Again, we are counting the sum of the file names and directory names. Okay, now let's take a look at this. Is a stack-based implementation, and this is a non-stack-based implementation for this name counting operation. Again, so we have this constructor, destructor. We don't need to explain. And then for this visit, we have two functions: visit file and visit directory. Visit file, we basically get the name. Okay, we get the name, and then we get its size, and we push to the stack. And to visit the directory, well, we first get the directory's name, get the name and get the size, and give it to the sum. And then we go through all its children, all the children. We need to ask each child to accept this. This is this visitor, stack-based name counting visitor. And then after this loop is finished, then suppose this one has X number of children, then the X number of elements on the top of the stack are the visiting results of each child. So we again go through this loop for all the children, and we get the top and add to the get the top of the stack and add to the sum. Okay, and then we for each element we get from the top, we also pop it out. Of course, you need to get the top first and then pop it out. If you pop it out, you get the top, you are getting the second element. So this, you need to get the top first and then you pop it out. Okay, so after we get pop all the children's visiting result out, and then add some of them, add them all together to this sum, and then we push it to the stack. Again, for the stack based, we have this get result based get value here, and we get the top from the stack and assign to the result, and we pop it out. Again, this pop is to avoid side effect of the previous visit on the current visit. Then we return the result. Okay, here this is the copy constructor. We don't want to have it. We give an empty implementation and declare it a private. Okay, and then this is the non-stack based. So basically here, stack based and non-stack based, they implement the same functionality. All right, so here we have a sum, and in the constructor we just initialize to 0 this destructor, and to visit file, we basically get the name from the file pointer and get the size, add to sum. And for the visit directory, we basically get the name from the directory and get the size, add to the sum. And then for each child, we basically ask accept this. Okay, so to get value, we need to assign sum to this result and initialize sum to 0 and return result. We cannot just return sum, because once you return sum, you cannot initialize sum to 0. And we initialize sum to 0 is for the purpose of avoiding side effect of one visit on another round of visit. Now let's take a look at the main function. So in the main function, we instantiate, first we build the object class hierarchy. So we have here file f1 and f2 and add them to directory d1. And then we instantiate file f3, f4, and f5, add them to directory d2. And then we add d1, d2 to directory d3. So to print out this object class hierarchy, we can call this print operation in D3. We can also use instantiate the print visitor and hook it D3 up with this print visitor. And to count some of the file names and directory names, we can instantiate the stack-based name counting visitor, and then hook it D3 up with this visitor. Basically hook up D3 and with this visitor, and after the visitor is done, the result is in this visitor. We call the get value from that. And similarly for the non-stack based name counting visitor, so we instantiate such a visitor and hook it up with D3, and then we call get value from this visitor. And here I want to show you the forward declaration, so you can see here. Okay, so here in the visitor, you see we instead of saying that we include file and directory, if you do that, then you will have this circular dependency. So here we use class file semicolon and class directory semicolon. And always remember, put this in the base class, in the visitor class. So in the visitor class.